everyone and welcome to another book haul. This month's book haul is mainly books that I got in July, but it's also a few physical books that I got in August because I'm not expecting to get many more physical books because I'm moving much more in a Kindle direction, so I'm thinking that there won't be many more physical books coming through my door as I've stopped entering Goodreads giveaways and I don't buy physical books very often. We'll just see how we go with bulking everything into one book haul each month from now on. I'll start with the physical books first, and here we have The Brown Agenda, My Mission to Clean Up the World's Most Life-Threatening Pollution by Richard Fuller. And I thought this looked really interesting. There's a lot of pictures in the middle that have got clips from places like Russia, a lot of pollution on there. I just thought this would be something a bit different to pick up, so I'm glad I won this one. The next book I have to show you is Cities and Thrones by Carrie Patel. I'll read the back for you because, again, as with all these book hauls, I've never really often known much about the books I get from the giveaways because it's often been so long since I entered I can't remember what they're about. This one was listed under fantasy, and it says on the back, even the deepest secrets cannot remain hidden forever. In the fantastical gaslit underground city of Recollector, oligarchs from foreign states and revolutionaries from the farming communes vie for power in the wake of the city's coup. The dark forbidden knowledge of how the city came to be found has been released into the world for all to read, and now someone must pay. Now we've got His Gems discovered by Leona M. Durham. Doesn't really give you a quick summary on the back either, so we just have to stay clueless on this one. If you want to know more about this one, maybe best looking it up on Goodreads. Then we have Iniquitous Lives by Richard Gardner. This one is a sequel to the best-selling novel Righteous Release, and it picks up on the life of David Chambers 8 years on. I'm not going to say anything more than that since obviously it is a sequel. I don't want to ruin anyone for this one. Now we've got Dark Rooms by Lily Annalik. This one really quite has my attention actually. I'm sort of quite tempted to pick this one up very soon. What if the truth was a lie and a lie was the truth? When Nika Baker, beautiful, wild and only 16, is murdered, the crime is solved and quickly, an unrequited love, a suicide note confession. But memory and instinct won't allow Nika's older sister Grace to accept the case as closed. Trapped in her grief and the golden cage of the exclusive private school they both attended, Grace becomes increasingly fixated on identifying and punishing the real killer. If she's not careful though, she could turn into the victim of her own obsession and wind up every bit as dead as Nika. Then we have Goodbye Self-Critical, Hello Self-Thrilled with Telliger and Conrad by Joyce Anderson. And I believe this is some sort of just self-help book. I've not properly looked at this one yet, to be honest. I've got this gorgeous hardback here called The Lonely by Andrew Michael Philly, and that cover is really quite beautiful. A nice simple spine, and the back's quite simple too. Just thought this one was quite, overall quite nice and understated. I like a bit of simplicity every now and again. If it had another name I never knew, but the locals called it The Lonely. That strange nowhere between the Weir and the Loon, where Hanny and I went every Easter time with Mummy, Father, Mr. and Mrs. Belvedros and Father Wilfrid, the parish priest. It was impossible to truly know the place. It changed with each influx and retreat, and the neap tides were to reveal the skeletons of those who thought they could escape its insidious grunts. No one ever went near the water, no one apart from us, that is. I suppose I always knew that what happened there wouldn't stay hidden forever, no matter how much I wanted it to, no matter how hard I tried to forget. Oh, bookmarks hanging at the bottom. Cute little eyes on there actually. This is The Regime of a Changed Man by Rory Harden. Who thinks running guns to Africa could be a nice little learner? Who's accidentally acquired a soccer-mad private army of child soldiers? Who forgot to switch off the fountains? Oh, and by the way, why is Africa's richest country so poor? Fontaine, this is another tiny one. so I probably won't be getting to this one anytime soon, to be honest with you. But every book that I acquire I always intend to read at some point. It might take me years to get there, but I will pick them up. Then we have A Fool Free by B.T. Grimsrud. Those more eager-eyed of you will have noticed that this one was on my TBR for August. Not sure whether I'm going to get around to it or not, but it certainly has my attention. Ellie Larson is a talented author and filmmaker. She is a success, but Ellie has a secret. Since she was a child, she has shared her life with Espen, Eric, Prince Eugen and Emil, or rather with their voices. Sometimes they're friendly, but sometimes they want to hurt Ellie and the people she loves the most. In this candid and beautiful novel, B.T. Grimsrud offers an unflinching insight into the secret world of the mind. Then we have Mayfly Requiem by Courtney M. Privet. I am 2,508 years old and I have far too much to atone for. I have loved, I have lost, and I have killed. I have witnessed golden eras and dark plagues, nations rise and fall, and people turn to dust and forgotten while I remained constant, always waiting, always watching. I was once an Orlor, a child of time, dancing through the history of Malara. Now I am nameless and forsaken by time herself. I am dying a slow, mortal death, the pain of which is eclipsed only by the abyss of my remorse. I was immortal and revered. Now I am human, but my echoes will reverberate until far beyond the end of my world. This is my life, my confession, my requiem, my vain attempt at salvaging sanity in the sliver of life I have remaining. So many years, so many dreams and nightmares fulfilled and forgotten. What have I done? That sounds really intriguing to me and I can't wait to pick this one up. The final physical copy I have to show you today is Face Value by Kathleen Baird Murray. And I love the cover on this one. Back's quite cleverly done as well, putting a picture of the author in the mirror. After a surprising job offer from Darling magazine, new beauty editor Kate Miller finds herself in New York and hopelessly out of place with her deep discount clothes, bad haircut and total lack of beauty knowledge. In an attempt to educate Darling's readers about America's beauty-obsessed culture, Kate stumbles into a professional and emotional mess. Despite her personal belief, she has to find a way to put a positive spin on plastic surgery for the big yearly supplement, or else she'll lose everything, including the celebrity plastic surgeon in LA who just happens to think Kate is the imperfect perfect. This is a bit different to something I'd normally pick up, but I thought this sounded really fascinating. What's this in here? Oh yeah, the author also put a handwritten note in there, which I thought was really cute. Little touches like that are things that'll make me miss the Goodreads giveaways, but I was just finding the content was getting a bit less quality and I was barely winning any anymore, so I thought I'd just focus more on Netgalley instead. Which brings me on to the Netgalley books that I got approved for in July. So I'm just going to stick images here of each one and I'll speak briefly about each book. So first of all I got Lair of Dreams by Libba Bray. That's book 2 in the Diviners series. Then I got Mechanica by Betsy Cornwell, and that's a Cinderella retelling, and I started reading that one the other night, but my e-arc for it actually broke. I was reading the first chapter, enjoying it so far, and then I went to read chapter 2 and the first bit of the chapter was missing. I then went on to the third chapter just skimming. I noticed it was the same for each and every chapter, so I've sent a note to the publisher just to see what they want to do about that, because I don't know how much I'm actually missing. If it's just a sentence, I'll carry on. If it's several pages or even several sentences that are pushed, I'm probably not going to be wanting to finish that off, to be honest with you. Then we have This Is Where It Ends by Marieke Nijkamp. This one is about the school shooting and it's really intriguing, that one. I can't wait to get around to that one, but it's not out until January 2016, so it's not very high up on my TBR right now. Then I got All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Dewar, whatever. Apparently that one took him 10 years to write, I noticed today. Then we have The Scorpion Rules by Erin Bow, and that one's sort of dystopian sci-fi fantasy. I noticed someone who I follow on Goodreads who's normally quite harsh with the reviews actually loved it. She gave it 4 out of 5 stars, so I'm really excited to pick this one up now because it must be good if she enjoyed it. Then we have Everything Everything by Nicola Yoon. I've actually already read this one, and I'll link a review in the description box down below if you want to check that out. I've got a full written review up for it on my blog and also on Goodreads. Then The Tattooed Heart by Michael Grant, and that's part of the Messenger of Fear duology. Then we've got 1,000 Nights by E.K. Johnston, and the cover on that one, just look at that cover. Is that not the most stunning cover you've seen in ages? I just looked at that one and thought, oh, I accepted for that one just because it's so pretty, and I did. Then we have The Tea Planter's Wife by Diane Jeffries, and again this one's another one with a stunning cover. It's got a really intriguing premise, but it's kind of difficult to explain, so you're best just checking it out. I'll leave a link to the Goodreads page for that one down below if you want to look at it. Then I'll move on to my Kindle purchases for the month of July. I managed to keep my Kindle purchasing a little bit more in check than what I normally would do, just because I've been focusing more on Netgalley, but there's still quite a few here to get through, so I'm going to be quite brief with all of them, otherwise this video will just be too long. So first of all, I got The Diviners by Libba Bray, and Messenger of Fear by Michael Grant. Then Succubus on Top by Rochelle Mead, and it's part of the Georgia Kincaid series. I think it's the second book in the series. I hadn't even heard of this series until I heard Lindsay Ray go on and on and on and on about them and how good they are. And I was like, well, I need to check these out then. So I'm just buying them whenever I notice that they are significantly low in price, and then I'll just read them all once I've got them. Then I got War Horse by Michael Moore Purgo for 99p, bargain. Then Someone Else's Skin by Sarah Hillary. You seeing a trend here? 99p. Dead Simple by Peter James, 59p. The Missing One by Lucy Atkins. Oh look, 99p. A lot of these ones, not all of them, but a lot of them were part of some sort of like mystery thriller kind of promotion on Amazon, and so they were all going for like 99p. It's not the case with all of them, but many. You can probably tell from the covers which ones are and aren't being applied to this. Then we've got Now You See Me by Emma Horton, and that one's 99p. Someone Out There by Catherine Hunt, 99p. Wrong Place, M.A. Comley, 99p. Pippa's Cornish Dream, 99p. Look at that cover. That cover just caught my eye. I didn't even look what the book was about at first. I was like, I have to get that book, that cover, bye. Even though you can't even see my Kindle books, I still get drawn in by covers. Do you get drawn in by covers even though it's a Kindle book? Let me know. The One I Was by Eliza Graham, that one was £1. Then I got Watching Over You by Mel Sherratt, that one was also £1. How I Lost You by Jenny Blackhurst, 99p. Perfect Daughter, Amanda Prowse, 59p. The One That Got Away by Simon Wood for £1. Pale Kings and Princes by Cassandra Clare. Saving Grace by Jane Green. I read Baby Girl quite a few years back and I really enjoyed it. I'm not sure whether I would again now because it was quite several years ago, but I've just been picking up Jane Green books whenever I notice them discounted anyway, just in case I enjoy more of her work. Then we've got The Good Father by Diane Chamberlain, that was 99p, and I've enjoyed a book of hers again in the past and really enjoyed it, so I just pick up her books whenever I see them available. Then Pride and Prejudice and Zombies by Jane Austen and Seth Graham Smith, and I've been wanting this book for several years, pretty much since it came out probably, and I noticed it was £1.90 on Amazon Kindle, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna finally get that book, I'm gonna finally be able to read it, yay! Then I got White Hot Kiss by Jennifer L. Armentrout for 99p, Taste of Darkness by Maria V. Snyder, Shadow Study by Maria V. Snyder, The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman, and that one was 79p, bargain. Then You by Caroline Kepnes, 99p, bargain of the month, I must say. I've literally finished that book literally this morning. I'm planning on writing my review. The review will probably be up before I post this video, so if it is, I'll leave a link to that down below. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. It is a little bit, I'd say this is definitely adult content basically. Be aware of the content of this book, but if you're prepared for that, and if you can handle something that's a little bit creepy, you should definitely check it out. It's definitely up there among my favourite books of the year. All the hype for this book is real. The hype is real, get this book. Then we have A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas. I've been wanting to get this one, but I wasn't desperate for it, so I was just waiting for it to drop in price, and sure enough, 99p. Bye! And the last book is The Island Escape by Carrie Fisher, and I got that for 79p, and I don't know anything else about it because I did just get it for the nice cheap price of it. So, that was my July and partial August book haul. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it to the end, well done. That was an awful lot of books again. I'm terribly sorry, I have an addiction for collecting books. I'll see you all on Friday with my August first 2 weeks of wrap up. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you've got anything to say about any of these books. Subscribe if you haven't done already, and I'll see you later on in the week. Bye bye!